Before we get started, what I recommend that you do is to go and check on your top right screen, or top right corner of your screen, to see if you're logged in with your Google account. I'll explain you later why this is important, but if you don't have a Gmail address, I recommend that you create one. Afterwards, you can just simply search Google Forms and you can click on the first or second link. It doesn't really matter. The important thing is that you land on this interface. You then click on Go to Forms and you'll see that Google has already prepared a couple of templates for use. If it's the first time, however, that you're using Google Forms, I recommend that you choose the blank template. It'll land you on this interface, which is divided into 3 different sections. Questions, where you'll be creating your quiz. Responses, which will illustrate how many people took your quiz. And settings. Underneath settings, you will have to just make a couple of adjustments, such as, first of all, click on Make this a quiz. And underneath, you'll see that you have missed questions, correct answers, and point values. Make sure that all of them are activated like that. Your respondents will be able to see what answers were answered incorrectly. The grades after you will release the attribution of the score to each of your questions, and then the point values. Like that, respondents will be able to see what was their total score when performing and when answering your quiz. Going back to the most important part, we have untitled form. It's basically the title of your quiz. So in our case, we are going to call it, for example, HDH Academy quiz. And then underneath here, you can click directly on the first untitled question, and here you will plug in your question. So in our case, we're just simply going to write question 1. You can also choose, as Google has prepared it for you, different types of questions. So if you will want the respondent to give you a short answer, just click on short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes, drop down, and so on and forth. If we click, for example, on check boxes, you will have option 1. Here you can add your option 2, and then you will first of all have to click on the required field, like that people will have to respond to this question to carry on with the quiz. Underneath answer key, you will be able to attribute, let's just say, for example, that option 1 is the one that is correct, and you attribute to it, for example, 2 points. Then, in addition to that, you can also add your feedback, and here you have incorrect answers and correct answers. What I suggest you do for the learner to be able to understand where they made a mistake and why they made a mistake is that you write the same feedback for both incorrect and correct answer. So option 1 is correct because, and option 2 is incorrect because. Once you finish writing your feedback, you can just copy and paste it onto your correct answers, and then you can save. Like this, you will see that you will receive the same feedback for both correct and incorrect answers. Then on your right, you will see that you can have here, okay, so you have here the plus icon, which will enable you to add another question. And then you carry on with the same structure. So you will also be able to select from the different questions here. The second icon instead allows you to import your questions, for example, from another document. You'll be able to add a title and a description to your question. You'll also be able to attach an image, and should you want to add a video, you can just add your video through here. Basically, since you already did your login through your Gmail address on your Google account, you already linked to YouTube. If you didn't do a login before, you wouldn't have been able to access this feature. The second thing that you will want to do, should you want to add a different section within your quiz, because, for example, you're changing the topic, you can click on the last icon, Add Section. Add Section here, you just simply say that it's a new topic. And then once again, you can just click on Add Your Question, and you proceed the same way as explained before. I hope this short tutorial was very helpful for you, and I wish you best of luck in creating your new teaching digital material.